10th of April 1915. My name is Jenny Lucas and I am 16 years old. My sweetheart is Tom Hedley. His dad was killed in the pit and he lives with his mum in one of the houses up the hill. Lord Fordham owns the pit. I work for him in the big house. He's been good to Tom's mum since Tom went away to fight. He pays the rent for her sweet shop. He's been good to all
the mining families round here. I miss Tom very much, and that's why I thought I'd keep this diary to help pass the time. I want to be able to tell him and Mattie, that's my sister Hannah's husband, all about the bairn when it's born, when it gets its first tooth and things. They're off training at the moment, and we're waiting to see when they'll be posted to France. Everyone hopes the war will be over soon, but Dr. Lindsay, who knows a lot, says maybe it won't.
Right into your best boy, Jenny Lucas.
We could tell him a thing or two, couldn't we?
We've seen you, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We know what you get up to on your days off.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, little Miss Innocent, isn't she?
Oh, that will melt in her now.
I think I'll write to that Tom Hedley of hers.
If he's not shot to bits already.
Or got himself a blighty once when he get over the Christmas party.
Or run off with a mademoiselle.
That'd be likely. He hasn't got what it takes. You know that, don't you, Polly? You remember that time down by the river?
Oh.
Oh, just shut up! What are you lying for?
Should I tell you what he did?
Oh, better not tell little Miss Lucas. She might be shocked.
All right then, Clever. First, you're saying he hasn't got it in him. Now you tell me he's been up to no good. I think you've forgotten who you're talking about. Which is hardly surprising. The number you go with, Polly Watkins.
Oh, temper, temper. Let's see what little Miss Firebrand's been writing to her dearly beloved.
Hey, get off that! None of your business. You're not fit to be in the same room as Mattie and Tom. Why don't you go find some real cowards to walk out with? You'd be well matched.
Come on then, Polly. We'll tell Cook how prim and proper little Miss Lucas spends her time when she should be working.
Mrs. Hedley, there's a letter from Tom.
And I've got a postcard.
Just a postcard?
Oh, that's all right, lass. We mothers have to get to know our place. It says, fitting well, still got clean socks and cheeky toffees, but some tea and sugar and candles would come in handy. Don't worry, we'll write again soon.
Shall I read you my letter?
Oh, that's between you, isn't it?
Oh, no. I won't read the private bits. It says, we're having a good time here at the training camp. All us Byford lads together.
Oh, I'm glad he hasn't been lonely.
It's really hard work though. Freezing cold water for washing. Lots of running about and learn to march. I might be a good dancer, but I'm rotten at marching. And I'm not too sure how I feel about using the bayonet. Even less so about using it on a real person. But when things get tough, I just think of me dad. I know he would have enlisted straight away. And he would have thought it a privilege to fight for his country. Mattie and I hope we'll see Will soon. There's a good chance we'll be joining his battalion, maybe even his company. I hope you know how much I miss you. Oh, this bit's for me. I hope you know how much I miss you.
I would have liked to walk the lanes with you now spring has come. Oh, this is dead romantic. But I mean what I say about fighting for my country being a privilege. I just had to give myself that chance. Will you keep writing to me and letting me know of Mum as well? I look forward to your letters every day, and if I'm expecting one and it doesn't come, my heart sinks. And I think maybe you found someone else to walk out with. But when one does come, I just know you care about me, and that's enough to get me through.
Where's the Sarge?
Right, lads! Yeah, you are. Not much room with 20 of you in here, but it will soon feel like home. Make sure you Don't bump your head on the bunk above. Grubs up soon. When the others get back, then it's kip. That is sleep to you. I want you up and ready for action in the morning. Shoring up, that's what we're on at the moment.
Yes, Sarge.
I understand you, Second Lieutenant Fordham, back home.
Yes, Sarge. You, sir? Is he all right, sir?
Yeah, it's all right. Be along to see you like enough. Just remember, he's served to you two, no matter what you all got up to back home. Well, nighty-night.
Nighty-night, sir. I mean, good night, Sarge. Sarge! Tom, sorry, I'm nervous.
Oh, you lads, sir, think you know him? Mattie! Tom Hedley, you are a sly one, honestly, fantastic! How was the crossing? Have you just gone yet? Are you the only ones from Bedford?
Oh, no, how are your jacket?
It's the villa next door.
So, what's it like here, Master Will? What should I say, sir?
It's not too bad. Not like the front line anyway. Tell you, I will be glad to be Mattie Clark. I am sick to death of pretending I know what I'm talking about when it comes to tunneling.
Oh, you'll keep you right, don't worry. What's to be done?
Right, well, so far it's mostly just been keeping things safe underground. You see, it's taken months to tunnel along, yard by yard, and plant all the explosives.
Right.
And then of course, the dampness gets all the insulation, so we've got to be testing them all the time. But there's canaries kind in. Just like the mines back home.
Yeah, but what about the enemy? I mean, do you see much of them?
Well, I mean, you can hear the German sentries just blazing away when they think we're up to something big, but so far I don't think it's like being on the front line at all, really. Not that I'm sorry.
Yeah, we spoke to a couple of lads. They were, returning from the front line.
Oh, yeah, they said something weird, like, if you're on patrol by yourself, you learn to sort of enjoy it, but,
If you're returning, then it's if you're waiting for someone to return, especially, terrifying. Terrifying.
Hey, is it true what they say about the lice?
In the frost. We used to hang our shirts about at night outside just to freeze the little beasts. And then in the morning, we'd brush them off before the sun rose, before they came back to life again. Roll on, winter, if you ask me. Tell you, Tom, this is the first line of the book I'm going to write when this is all over. If a man had the craftiness of a woman, but the cunning of a louse, he could conquer the entire world.
Oh, and what about the food?
Well, make sure they send you out tea, condensed milk, biscuits, candles. If you've got that and some bread, then you're a millionaire, really. And by the time you've been here a few weeks, you'll be able to tell whether the water's been stored in the BP you were sheltered. And you'll be sick to death of corned beef. Anyway, lads, I better get off and go pretend to take charge of something. And of course, you know the drill. So, when anyone else is listening. And lads, I can't tell you how truly it's really great to see you. I mean, sometimes I'm not sure if I can.
Well, if you what? That's not a very good start, Tom. After you.
So, Mattie! What? You might want to watch your head, mate.
Oh, I am. Oh, told you.
Do you think Tom will bring us back some presents from France? Do you think we'll be back in time for Christmas?
Oh, that's a long way off yet, mind. But he should be due some leave by then.
It'll be our Hannah's first Christmas with the Ben, so Mattie will want to be there.
And when's the baby due?
Any day now.
Hey, Tom. Tom, you know what I can murder?
Wait, how do you? A cup of tea.
Cheers.
What do you think?
BP, right?
Hill 60. Lovers know. You what? Lovers know? Okay, so 50 years ago, there was a big railway that used to cut through here. Right. So they dug it up, and that's how the hill was formed, out of all the earth that was piled up alongside. Then all of a sudden, all these courting couples start coming. So that's what they call it. Court des amants. Lovers know. Yeah. Yeah, Tom,
Huh?
So you're telling me all these courting couples, they all came and just gathered, like, you know, gathered around this mound of dirt?
Yep.
It's very romantic. I remember that when I come face to face with the Jerry in his bayonet shell. Why are you thinking about that now?
I'm thinking of things to send in my next letter to Jenny.
Fair enough.
That way, when she thinks of me, she can picture us with our arms wrapped around each other. Instead of me shuffling along in some dirt, face down, waiting to be blown up by some Jerry soldiers.
Oh.
Don't half miss her, Mattie. Mattie? You don't suppose... No, you don't suppose that she's found another lad to walk out with, do you?
Well, Tom, I mean, she might have. If she finds out about that, what? You know.
What?
The lice in your tunic. Nah, not if she's like my half. She'll stick to you like glue. Tom, the band's probably spawned by now. I might be wrong.
Congratulations! What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for a boy, I think. I mean, we'll need more lads when the war's over.
Stand to, lads.
Sir.
Right. Now then. Tunnel 5's finished. C-section, we're going in to plant the explosives. Private Hedley, Private Clark, I've been asked to send 2 lads up to the listening post. That's going to be you 2. Take all the gear with you. And remember, we need to know exactly where the enemy are underground. Without them either knowing where you are or where the explosives are.
Yes, sir.
Now, any unusual sound or any sudden silence from the enemy, one of you gets straight back up and gives me or Captain Knox the warning. Now, you can't use the field phone. The lines have been cut. Lads, there's a real chance the enemy could collapse the mine here. I mean, all they've got to do is just throw a grenade in and...
Well, right.
I'll be along to see you soon. We're laying the charge at 0600 hours. Okay? Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
This Hill 60, Mattie, it seems to get passed from one side to the other like a cake at a birthday party.
Why exactly do we need this mound of dirt? Huh?
Okay, so the Jerrys are using it to get a good look at our wipers from up top, right? So we keep trying to blow the thing up in order to stop them. So for good measure, they keep trying to blow up our tunnels and even out the score, exactly, yeah.
Right up.
Right.
Are we on then?
We're on. Well, we're under.
Go on. Tom?
Aye.
Watch out for cadavers.
Roger that. Consider history. Just think, I'll be part of history. No, we, us, we're going to be part of history. Boys, just remember, it's like a fox, isn't it? And the hounds are being. Quiet. Yes. That.
Oh no. What? Jerry stopped. They've stopped.
Right, I'll report back. No! Sir? You use the field on the whole company's in here. We can't report them, sir. Second Lieutenant Wolfborden.
Tom, get
my
him.
privilege. Stop! That line, Jerry, stop!
Private Thomas Edward Hedley. The charge against you is that on the 20th of May, 1915, you did willfully strike a superior officer with the express purpose of deserting your post. Thereby creating a disturbance, you betrayed the position of C Company to the enemy. This resulted in the enemy firing a countermine, causing an explosion in which all members of the said company perished, with the exception of Second Lieutenant William Fordham, the superior officer in question, and yourself. What do you plead?
Sir, I was just...
Private Thomas Edward Hedley, did you strike Second Lieutenant Fordham?
Well, yes, I did,
I would
but...
now like to call upon Captain Rupert Knox. Captain Knox, did you see Private Hedley strike Lieutenant Fordham?
After the explosion, I found two men, Private Hedley and Second Lieutenant Fordham, lying on the ground. Private Hedley appeared to be unconscious, although I was not able to establish whether he was only pretending to be injured. Second Lieutenant Fordham was in pretty poor shape. All that he could tell me was that Private Hedley had struck him. He appeared to be bleeding, and it looked as though he was hit on the mouth.
Thank you, Captain Knox. I would now like to present the medical statement sent to me by medical orderly Mr. Joseph Hines. The statement reads, I examined Second Lieutenant Fordham on his admittance, as well as considerable damage to his leg. He appeared to have been struck on the head. The marks associated with this injury were consistent with a blow dealt by a fist. Captain Knox, can Second Lieutenant Fordham give evidence?
No, sir. As I understand, he suffered amputation to his left leg and was invalided home. He's in pretty poor shape and is unable to give evidence.
Thank you, Captain Knox. Private Hedley, this court-martial is at an end. You will be returned to custody whilst we examine the evidence given and submit it to Field Marshal Sir John French. You will be informed of your status within the next 28 days.
Ma'am, Jenny, everything I wanted to send you got lost in that explosion. And I don't suppose they'll let me send you anything else now. So, I'm not sure what you'll hear about me and what happened. They're going to shoot me tomorrow. Cowardice. Insubordination. What does it feel like to be shot? And then to just not be anything anymore? I didn't know what to tell them about Will, about how Mattie and me, we tried to stop them from giving the game away. I didn't want to tell Tears myself. Then I realised what they were going to do to me. I tried to tell them, I did try, but they just won't listen. It's not fair. It's not fair! I'm remembering me dad. And I'm thinking, I'm going to be with him soon. In heaven. I'll just pretend that I died in that explosion. Byford lads. And then, when they put that blindfold on me, I could close my eyes, wait for the explosion, and remind myself it's a privilege to die for my country.
Take aim! Fire!
Have you heard?
Did you see?
They're bringing telegrams.
The Uncle Harry?
All of them killed. All the Byford lads wiped out together.
The Uncle Harry. Mum won't stop crying. They've opened the church. They're bringing flowers.
For 20 of them.
Jack Ellis down the lane.
Not him from the hall.
No, but they say he's lost a leg.
Everyone else. Maybe Mattie Clark too.
Mattie Clark. See if she knows.
It is my painful duty to inform you that a report this day has been received by the War Office to notify the death of number 2575, Private M.J. Clark. This occurred abroad, locality not stated. On the 20th of May 1915, I am to express to you the sympathy and regret of the Army Council at your loss. The cause of death was killed in action.
This isn't happening. He didn't even see the baby. He didn't see our little boy.
Been no telegram for her. Or Hedley. Tom Hedley's alive. The only one.
How's he the only one? Did he run away?
What do you mean, did he run away?
You heard me, Jenny Lucas. If he's alive and all the others are dead, he must have scarpered.
Get out of here! Holly Watkins, make yourself useful! And Lizzie Palmer, if your uncle's dead, shouldn't you be helping your mum? Hannah, love, shall I take baby John in for his sleep?
No. You go and see if you can find out what happened to your Tom. I'll be all right. I will. If not, I'm in good company. There's 3 of us down this room with men killed. I'll be all right. If Tom's been spared, Mattie would be glad. I'll try to be too.
Have they heard yet?
Can't have done.
Maybe they have. Maybe that's why they daren't show their faces down the street.
Look, if you've got something to say, just come out and say it.
You'll hear soon enough.
We know why you haven't received a telegram yet.
You will get one. Well, what will it say?
Johnny, Mrs. Hedley.
Dr. Lindsay, Doctor, have you heard something? Do you know something about Tom?
I have spoken to Lord Fordham up at the hall. Will Fordham, young Master Will, he has got out alive, but he's been injured. He's lost a leg. He's in a field service hospital in France. They'll be bringing him out soon. Look, I've got this for you. I think it's about young Tom. I've heard rumours about him and Will, and I thought I should be here.
It is my duty to inform you that a report this day has been received by the War Office to the effect that number 2576, Private T.E. Hedley, has been sentenced to suffer death by being shot after being tried by court-martial for striking a superior officer, his sentence was duly executed on the 1st of July, 1915.
I was only 17.
We are gathered here today to honour the memory of the brave young men of Byford who died on the 20th of May 1915 that England may live. We commend their souls to the love of our Heavenly Father, who will keep them until the day we meet them again, never to be parted. We also pray for the speedy recovery of William Fordham of Byford Hall, who has sustained such terrible injuries in the defence of our glorious empire.
Mrs. Hedley couldn't have done it. Surely he couldn't.
I don't know anything anymore.
Well, I hope you're happy, Jenny Lucas. If it hadn't been for your Tom, Mattie would never have joined up. Tom Hedley. Thinking he was such a big man.
Hannah, please!
Don't you please me.
I've lost someone as well.
Someone. He's a beast, he's not a person.
I've lost Tom just like you lost Mattie.
You didn't, you weren't married to him. You only knew him 6 months. Tell me you wish that you'd never met him. And that you're sorry you killed all of those people, and then I might think about forgiving you.
I don't know if that's all true.
You and I have finished then. Don't ever come back here. And don't you try to touch my baby ever again.
Right, get out!
Get out of this village.
He was a bloody coward, you're that! No more than that, a murderer! He was a
Come
murderer!
on, lads, we're not wanted here.
My great-granddad, Mattie, was killed in 1915 in France. This place called Hill 60. I checked on that war memorial outside school. His name's there. Then it gets a bit confusing because there's someone called Jenny Lucas, who was my great-granny's sister. This is the gory bit. Tom Hedley, that's her sweetheart, got executed by a firing squad for getting my great-granddad and all his mates killed. And Tom's name isn't on the memorial. Oh, I forgot the really odd bit. Just after Tom Hedley died or got shot or whatever, Jenny Lucas starts calling herself Jenny Hedley, as if they really had been married. Her diary says that my great-granny, Hannah, that's Mattie's widow, wanted nothing more to do with her when she found out about Tom. In fact, they never met again. That's some quarrel. I mean, they were sisters. Anyway, I've got some more stuff to look at. There's a letter here from Hannah's son, John. That's my granddad. He's writing to his mum, Hannah. That's my great-granny. The date's 1941. That's the same as the next war, the Second World War.
Walsham, 8th of May, 1941. Dear Mother, this is to reassure you that I'm all right after the raid on the station here last week. Now, I don't know how to tell you this, but something very strange happened on the train coming back.
Is this seat taken?
Not as far as I know.
Oh, I think I'll just keep it on the floor.
Are you off to Walsham as well?
Yes, just been transferred. I take it your station there?
Radio operative. Yeah, I've been there since the start of the war. You?
Navigator. Were you just home on leave?
Aye, a short one. Been to a family wedding lately.
Oh, nice. Who was it?
Well, funnily enough, me mum, well, your doctor's mum, I heard her boss decided to get married after 20 years. He's a local doctor and she's been a widow since 1908. Yeah, she's his housekeeper since 1919.
That must feel odd for you.
No, not really. I'm really pleased for them both. Like I say, she's been a widow a really long time. So she deserves a bit of happiness, I reckon.
Why, yes, of course. Good looks on both. I wish my mum would be married. She was widowed in 1915. Are you married?
Oh no. No, I never was. My sweetheart died in the last war too. No one ever measured up to it really. You?
We've been married almost a year now. Actually, I've been longing to tell someone. I found out yesterday our wife's expecting our first baby.
Oh, congratulations, young man. Hey, you must be so excited.
I think my mum's almost more excited than Rachel and me.
Well, you'll have to let us know how you get on. I'm feeling a bit flat now the wedding's over.
I expect Walsham's a big station. Can I take your name so I can look you up?
It's Jenny Hedley.
Mine's John Clark.
John Clark.
Ah.
You're not from Byford by any chance?
That's right. Joycey Road.
I don't suppose your mother's name is Hannah?
Yes, it is.
And your father was Mattie Clark?
That's right, but I never met him. He died 2 weeks before I was born.
Tunnel and explosion. 20th of May 1915.
In France, Hill 60. How do you know all this?
So there she was, Mum. My Auntie Jenny. I asked her why I'd never heard about it before, and she said she was very tactful. She said there'd been a big misunderstanding. Just then the train pulled into a station and it was certain it was about to be crowded out at any minute. So we arranged to meet next week, in the mess perhaps. She promised she'd try to sort this whole misunderstanding out. She said she was glad that she'd met me. She'd been longing to meet me ever since I'd been a month old.
We never met again, Mum. She was killed in that raid.
I never said how much I really loved her.
I'm sure she knew you did, deep down.
How can you know? You only met her once.
I found out the address of her adopted mum. I wrote to her.
Tom Hedley's mum.
Her and her husband, Dr.
Lindsay, I think he was called.
That's right. Well, they came down to Lakely to take back some stuff, and they gave me bundles of letters and diaries and things. And Mum, there was something I found out from them. Something that Jenny hadn't written down. I made a note of it to myself so I don't forget. Dr. Lindsay said it was something to do with the Great Flu epidemic at the end of the Great War.
1919. Half was what was left of the village got sick. Lots died.
Jenny, Mrs. Hedley, come quickly, please. Jenny, Mrs. Hedley.
Dinner isn't cooked yet.
Oh, I'm not interested in dinner. I've just been over to Byford. Will Fordham. He died this afternoon.
Oh, the poor lad.
Yeah.
Was it the influenza?
It was indeed. He didn't have much resistance to anything since he came back from France.
I'm not surprised he was in such low spirits, losing his leg.
Well, that might have had something to do with what he told me when he first became ill. Something in the nature of a confessional. Well, now, I don't like the sound of that chest of yours, young man. But your stomp's healing up nicely. How do you feel in yourself?
Not exactly ready for the hunt, Doctor. Not that I ever did.
Well, get plenty to eat, you know. The influenza's not something to be trifled with. Build your strength up.
Strength, Doctor. What for? Just picking up my bed and I'm sorry, Doctor, it's not your fault.
Well, it's hardly yours, lad, is it?
I think it is.
Look, Will, I've heard the stories. I've read the reports. Massive explosion. You never stood a chance. Look, try to look forward to the summer, eh? Now the war's over. Start slowly. Plenty of fresh air. You've no idea what you'll be getting up to if you've a mind to it.
That's rather the point, Doctor. If I have a mind for it.
Look, Will, no one can just tell you to look on the bright side. I mean, heavens, if somebody said that to me, I'd probably land them one. But this fretting will do you no good. I'll tell you what, I'll look out some books for you. Send you over something to read, yes. Right, well, goodbye, lad. I'll see you tomorrow. Books.
Doctor,
Yeah?
it is my fault.
What?
Not just the leg. I mean, all of C Company. All of those families that were left behind. I've got to tell you what really happened.
Well, take your time, lad. Just take your time.
I did try, Doctor. Honestly. I thought I was a decent officer for a bit. But it all got too much. Quite suddenly, I mean. It was the day that we lost Will Casey and John Baker. We could just hear them out there in no man's land, crying out to us, crying out to the lads, to the pals, you know, to the pals who he'd shared desks with at school or fought in scraps with. To the lads who'd kissed their mothers goodbye and told their fathers that they'd make them proud. They were crying out. I don't suppose they knew what they were saying, but we did. And all the men just looked at me, as if they expected me to make it all right. But I couldn't. And they died. Frightened. And alone. In such pain. Mattie Clark and Tom Hedley were two of the best lads ever met. What have I done? What have I done? It wasn't Tom's fault. He hit me, Doctor. It was mine. And then the explosion, I was out of the count for days. I didn't even know about the charge. And certainly, I just didn't know about the execution. Please believe me, Doctor.
Apparently, he lost his nerve completely when he was checking one of the tunnels with Tom and Mattie. He said he was in danger of giving their position away, that Tom and Mattie both had decided that they had to knock him out to shut him up, but it was too late. The enemy heard him. They blew a countermine. Tunnel collapsed. End of C Company.
So it wasn't Tom's fault?
No, indeed. Will said the cowardice was his alone, not Tom's.
So why didn't Tom tell them the truth?
I haven't a faintest idea.
Will was his friend. What do you mean, like telling tales?
This wasn't the playground. This was life and death.
In any case, Tom was merely a private. They wouldn't have taken a blind bit of notice of him. No, the only chance would have been if Will had owned up.
He didn't even know Tom had been charged. I think I feel sorry for Will.
Look, I have a plan. I'm going to wait for a decent period of mourning to be over. Then I'm going to approach Lord Fordham. Now, there's no need to blacken Will's name. Together we can come up with some sort of story that would explain why Tom hit Will without dishonouring either.
No, Dr. Lindsay, no. It would still be a lie. Tom's at peace. We know know the truth in our hearts. That's enough.
What about you, Jenny? What do you think?
I would love for that Polly and Lizzie to know the truth. But I doubt they'd admit it even if we told them. I don't think Hannah will ever believe me either. Mrs. Hedley's right. Let's just leave things as they are.
Have we got it all sorted out now, do you think? Oh, I can't wait to tell them about it at school. Maybe they'll put Tom's name on the memorial with the others. Oh, that would be brilliant. I do feel a bit odd, though, having his surname and my name and everything. That was my dad, wasn't it? The baby Granny Rachel was expecting.
Yes. And I suppose in the end, your great-granny Hannah must have accepted what the doctor said. She must have forgiven Tom.
But there wasn't anything to forgive.
Well, no, but they didn't have the right information to go on at the time, did they? Anyway, I think everyone must have been happy to call your dad Roger Hedley Clark. And they did that just as much in memory of Jenny as of Tom.
Because she loved him so much.
Yes, and because she was so loyal.
Tom Hedley would have still been at school if he were alive today. He was only 17. They thought he was a coward and they shot him.
But we found out that really, despite everything that was said about him at the time, he was a very, very brave soldier.
Sometimes, in the summer, at dawn or just before, about when it must have happened, I can't sleep. I get out of bed and I throw on some clothes and I go off for a walk down the lane. It's lovely then. There's wild roses in the hedgerows. I pull a branch towards me head and lift it up to the petals. It's just the faintest smell. Sometimes I think it's a scent of all the wonderful things that would have happened if Tom had still been here. Such a faint smell. No one would notice there except me. It's like no one knows that he's still here in my heart. All the good things that happen, I tell him about them. I've got to do all the living for the both of us now.
45 men of Byford died as a result of that war. 20 of them died on one day, the 20th of May 1915. Every day near the school gates we pass a memorial in which their names are inscribed. But there is one notable exception. Tom Hedley's name is not on that memorial. Today we want to set the record straight.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old.
Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn.
At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Matthew John Clark.
Edward Hubert Watt.
John Watson. Harold Wood.
Lawrence Tennant.
Ronald James White.
William Casey.
Alexander Casey.
Joseph George Robson.
Christopher Hodge.
Ivor Jobson.
Henry
Robert
Baker.
William Charlton.
Joseph Southwood
Robert
Stevenson.
Clive
Willoughby
Daniels.
George Mill.
Harold Palmer.
Stanley Wilson.
Albert Garrick.
Frederick Allen Peterson.
Thomas Edward Hedley.